So this has been a long amateur bracket, a very confusing amateur bracket.
Yes,
no
absolutely.
One knew. Seedings changed every single day for like 3 months.
Yes.
All right, so we got Elenir and Jul2008. Try saying that one 5 times fast. Versus Ares, it's not even his full name, and SPQR, which imagine if you actually said all that out loud 5 times fast. So SPQR obviously is the one streaming the tournament, so he won't be commentating. And oh, whoops, it's Jul2007, not 2008.
Yeah,
fucking amateur hour over
all
here.
Right, so yeah.
Okay, so it's just anyway. But talking about the draft, so we see what is going on here. Okay, so
Water got banned.
Okay, so so it looks like Elenir and Jul just did not want to play water, and that was the only thing that mattered. I do actually see a lot of confusion. So we got rid of Bog Islands, we got rid of Gold Pit. So probably Ares and SPQR thought Elenir and Jul probably pretty good on that map. Then we got drafted Hillfort, surprising. Because I don't think I saw Ares and SPQR, and then Crater, which historically throughout this tournament has been pretty good for them. Elenir and Jul, they went on 4-5. They went Volcanic Island. I'm always surprised when someone picks Volcanic Island, so I'm surprised they did. But I mean, they did beat they stomped Floki Ragnarok on it, so maybe they're like, well, yeah, we didn't know how to play the map before, but maybe we'll just be really good this time.
Yeah.
Wow, and I'm surprised. So no team decided to draft Enclosed. Everyone just was like, they didn't want it. Well,
right.
Or I don't know. That's so weird. Enclosed is usually the map I expect at least one team to pick. So maybe my guess is that both teams were banking that the other team was going to pick it. Volcanic Islands is an aggro map, and we like aggro. Okay, makes sense. They did go, so Elenir and Jul went double aggro maps, really, because Haboob is also very open. Whereas, I mean, SQR chose one open, one closed. So they went with the more flexible thing. It's like, oh, we'll find out. Do we lose in open maps? Let's go closed. And do we win on open maps? Let's go open.
Yeah, or, because you only play 3 games instead of the full 5, right, you can just pick a map, pick it up, and not use it. And you kind of like take it out of the pool, right? So that's another strategy, right? So
that makes sense. Like it's an extra ban, essentially.
Yeah, it's like you're using the map as an extra ban, right?
That's smart.
Just taking it up into your pool, right? So all right.
For Civ picks, not surprised to see the Indian Civ bans against Ares SPQR, because I know SPQR has been grinding it. So I'm sure the Vietnamese and Italian ban had to be some level of scouting. It's a little Italian ban, maybe like a little bit not worth the ban, I would feel like, but I personally would have probably like threw in for a Civ that is stronger that I'm not going to play. So like Ethiopians, I think was the only, but that's like a minor thing. But I feel like it's probably scouted, like you saw them playing Vietnamese, Italians, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they did double Indian bans because they probably knew that you were grinding them.
Yeah. So double Indian ban and then a double Archer ban, and then on the first pick rotations by Ares and myself, it's a double Archer pickup. So really squeezing the Archer pool here.
Yeah, that's true. I think that I think it works really well. I think the problem is that the Ethiopians went through. We just banned Indians because we hate them. I think the only negative is that the Ethiopians went through, and I think that that's the Archer Civ to bit. Like that's kind of like the Britons to Electric Boogaloo Civ.
Yeah. It's a very strong Civ. Absolutely.
Yeah, when you're fed up of playing Britons and then someone picks Ethiopians, you're like, this is just more the same crap, huh? I do have to say overall, I actually do like Ares and SPQR's draft more. Britain's mine's gonna like good Archer options there. They're gonna work on Hillfort, Enclosed, Crater, basically everything. Sicilians, Khmer, lots of great options here. Like Sicilians Castle drop on Enclosed going to be very strong. Khmer, very good Civ like on open maps, so you have that flexibility there. Mongols are the Mongols. Lithuanians. So I'm, as you guys know, I freaking love the Lithuanians on like all the time, even though I like never get to play them. So, but I like them a lot on Enclosed because if you get the right map gen on Enclosed, you're guaranteed like 3 relics, which is huge. Ironically, the civs that I don't like from Ares and SPQR's drafts are Byzantines and Persians. This is because, Persians I normally wouldn't like, but I know Ares, he's a meme lord. He has to play the Persians.
Can throw in a douche
right, exactly. the existence of the Persians is like, do we need to get ready for a dumb strat, or they're going to play like trash bows, you know?
Yeah.
Byzantines, I like that it's a flexible civ, but it's sort of like you're expecting to go to the ultra late. I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm personally not as crazy about it. I think like, especially like a hill fort, I would have snagged like a Spanish pick.
Yeah.
Elenir and Jul though, still very. I like their draft a lot. They picked Bulgarians. I'd be surprised if they went them on any of these. Well, you can build it. Yeah, never mind. There's maps for Bulgarians on here.
Yeah, you can play them on an open map and you're fine.
Yeah, Ethiopians, Franks, very strong picks.
Yeah.
I also really like Magyars and Tatars. Tatars really going to be powerful on certain maps because that hill bonus. And even on maps you don't expect. Yeah, you expect Tatars to be kind of more open map oriented. I would say they're better on hill fort because there's lots of hills than they are on enclosed because enclosed is a lot flatter. So, crater because of hills. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, so Tatars I think is a really good pick here. Lots of maps you can use it on. So I like both teams' picks a lot, but I do like Ares and SPQRs a little bit more. But at the same time, though, those are also civs I'm a little bit more familiar with. Yeah. And also, there's Lithuanians there, so I got to be like, well, obviously, that's the draft winner.
Let me tell you, coming through this draft, I was hoping that we could probably like snag the Franks or the Magyars, one of the two, but it didn't quite work out. So, then they got the Berber pick to counter the Mongols too. So,
right. So as for Cids into game one, enclosed, also Saracens because hill fort. Yeah, that's true. Very good civ because of hill forts.
Yeah.
I think I think Ares SPQR have a lot of options here. You could choose Britons or Mayans I would expect because strong archers on enclosed. Lithuanians if you want to try to get that late game triple relics. Sicilians gonna be a very good castle drop. Khmer if you want to play very safe in the early game. So I would expect one of those. Right. I would expect those 5 civs and not the other 3.
Yeah.
Although none of the other 3 would be bad either.
Yeah. And then for
Elenir and Jul, dude, I would be amazed if I didn't see the Ethiopians here.
Yeah. You got to start with the Ethiopians, and then for cavalry, you have so many. You can choose anything. You can go Franks, you can go Magyars, you can go Berbers. Hell, you can even do Bulgarians on this one, and comes out fine, right? So,
okay. Every time you talk, so I just said like, okay, I would expect Ethiopians, and you're like, yeah, definitely got to go Ethiopians. And like, wait, you actually played in this game, so now I know that I would like. It's like okay, so they did pick Ethiopians.
But, I'm just feedback commentating, right? Because I gotta get some word in too. Otherwise, I'm gonna like look here on the camera and be dumb.
Okay, but so I'm gonna guess that then it was Ethiopians and Franks because that's what you because you confirmed Ethiopians, so we know it's Ethiopians, and I'm gonna guess Franks because you said Franks second. But
all right. You want to jump into it? Let's jump into it.
I'm ready to jump into it.
All right. Okay. Here we go. I'll give you the countdown. We can go ahead like this. So 3, 2, 1, and boom. All right.
So we're hopping into game 1 on enclosed. We have in the red in the top right, we got SPQR on the Britons. That's a mouthful. I wish you had a real gamer tag.
Okay,
in the green, not his teammate, but his enemy, we have Jul2007 5873 as the Ethiopians, because nobody here believes in actual names that are easy to say.
Yeah.
In the purple, we have Elenir1. Because once again, had to add that little extra flair to make things as inconvenient as possible. Say on the Berbers. No, hey, you're not supposed to be talking, right? And then in the yellow,
just lamed him.
Wait, what?
Elenir just took his cows.
Oh my gosh, that's fucking. Oh dude, get outplayed.
Oh my.
That is so tragic. Yeah, he just lost all his cows.
Yeah, he lost his cows. Oh my
gosh, Ares was. I think I saw Ares asking about this in the chat. Actually, he's like, "Did you lame my cows?" And the answer is yes. And then in the yellow, we have Ares Daemonicus as the Khmer. So, like I said, great pick because you can put houses on that gold line and you'll be safe. So we have relatively standard openings, except for Elenir really coming on top, stealing an extra 400 food, and we have some damage. Oh, SPQR gonna lose his scout to the TC.
Disaster. Disaster. Just a disaster.
Did he also get lamed?
No, I don't think he did, but disaster losing that scout, let me tell you.
Yeah, and it also looks like the Rhino lure isn't super clean. Nope. I think SPQR got a little flustered by the scout loss. That's weird. It just looks like you have less buffalo than Jul does, so it looks like he stole some. Because he has 8, but maybe he's just 8 years faster. Oh, well, whatever. But, yeah, this is going to be this is gonna be a pretty bad spot actually for Ares, because even with the double rhino, you are now down 400 food that you need to think of a way to make up for. If you're trying to build cavalry, you definitely need every little bit.
Right.
And those deer are in such an awful spot, like being, around the corner front of his base. So the problem here is that he may have to go farms early, but if you go farms early, you probably can't afford your blacksmith, which means that you're just kind of like SOL. So he's not going to be getting scouts as fast as Elenir is going to be honest, and that's just unfortunate.
Yeah,
and it's also his deer has one. His deer pile only has 3. It should be 4. So he got kind of RNG screwed here too.
Yeah, that's true. He has 1 deer less.
What? Dude, Ares got mega. Oh no, he has it. One's just in his base.
Okay, yeah, one's in his base. Okay, there it is.
Okay, I was like, damn, dude, how much? Like, he could have honestly, unironically, he could have requested a whatchamacallit?
Yeah, the 3 deer remake. Yeah.
A remake. Well, he could have requested even for missing the buffalo if he did it sub 4 minutes, and he like.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So Jul and Elenir off to a great start.
Yeah.
Especially Elenir with the extra food. Only 3 on wood.
Cows dude, he has 10 of them just stacked up.
And this is great for him because it means that he doesn't really need to worry about going on to deer so quickly. Yeah, so really what's going to happen here is because of this, oh man, gosh, and Ares with some really awkward, like, deer hunting. That's not great. The problem here now is that you don't have a mill there. Your villagers are going to go a lot of extra distance. Is he going to try to lure his deer next to those vills? Not sure what he's trying to get here. I think he's
sending them to the mill. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem is like a little desperate for food here, but man, now he has those like villagers just awkwardly there. Is he gonna shoot the deer, keep it from running? Okay, good.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
if it ran east, I was gonna be like, dude, that's just okay. This is just a freaking disaster for Ares right now. I think it's already pretty bad, right? Like these villagers are gonna lose like a good 4 or 5 seconds walking. And imagine if like Elenir went an extra mile and just fucked this deer right here.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna mess with scouts. Right. Yep, there's the fighting. But the deer, he gets the deer.
Yeah, he gets a deer. Not in a perfect spot, but at least it's not like it's a walk a mile for it. So, Elenir does get the first hit, but it does look like Ares has higher damage on it, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, he's gonna chase the scout, so that's good. He chases it away.
Elenir gonna have to retreat there. He's gonna lose a scout. Walls coming out from SPQR, building walls, and then same thing for Jul. Elenir looks like he's going to be doing a double base instead. Always kind of a more interesting play. This is the kind of a base like this is always more risky, especially if you're playing against Sicilians, because you can get cast pinned in.
Yeah,
and that's
you can get pinned
bad. Yeah, that's just as it feels bad. Okay, Ares does manage to field age, so he's not bad, but he doesn't have the wood, unfortunately, to drop a stable or a blacksmith, so he's not going to do anything with that extra field age time. He also doesn't have any housing space, so he should have built a house while he's advancing. So, not the greatest start. SPQR is going to go double archery range, second to the field age. But, Elenir's right behind. Jul has 2 vills,
he's waiting to hit the feudal to get that archery range, right? So it's a little bit of an idle time, right? But he's gonna get it down as soon as he breaks,
maybe not the cleanest, but the big threat I think here. I mean, not that Jul's doing poorly, but I think the big threat right now is going to be what does Elenir get on the field and how fast, and that's going to be really rough.
Elenir is getting his scouts out, right? So he has it, and still no stables yet coming from. Ares. Oh, he clicked castle.
Okay. I don't like that play. I think that's really greedy. You have nothing to defend. Like, he's gonna hit castle, and he's gonna have not even like a single resource because. So what's gonna happen is he has no military. He doesn't have walls. He can barely afford to build a stable. He's building one stable.
It's coming up now.
He's gonna be forced off of gold, which means he's not gonna be able to afford knights. Right? And this is one of those things where like noticing score makes a huge difference. So like if Elenir was aware and like looking at the score, he could be like, oh, this guy's already cooked up the castle, right? And he can go immediately send his scouts because he knows he should know. Well, he should know he has no military if he was like score watching.
Yeah. So he's going to send his scouts now. There's 4 coming in, right? So he's going to get the array. And on the east side, archers are coming in from SPQR.
Yeah, that's a good amount of archers. So that's good. Maybe putting some pressure onto the east side. What really is going to see is does Jul come out with enough archers to hold this off? But SPQR already 6 archers. That's crazy good. Yeah, like right now, Jul doesn't have the numbers, and I really don't like this ultra wide wall that much. I'm never a huge fan on enclosed it because I feel like you spend a lot of resources for it, and it doesn't really protect any more than a circle. Jul gonna take a fight with SPQR. Gonna be a really bad fight, actually.
Yeah,
so
2 archers go down
great.
for Jul. Yep.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, Ares does have to wall up. He does manage to get some knights out onto the field, which is good. So he will be able to scare Elenir off those scouts, but you know, scouts faster than knights. Going around to SPQR, it's really bad. SPQR though has great numbers right here. This is very good. Jul manages to take an archer that's very good. He could have taken nothing considering the numbers difference here, and just kind of like wasting time. He does have to be really worried though, because you know he doesn't have a good answer to this. And SPQR does have fletching. Scouts do come around, take one villager from SPQR, and now they're probably gonna, he's gonna be forced to wall up.
Ooh, not in time. Man. He's gonna lose. How many is he gonna lose here?
Yeah, he's gonna lose more. So he loses 1.
He loses 1 bill. One earlier. Oh no.
This is such a feels bad situation because SPQR actually had a very strong start, but now he's gonna lose a ton of villagers on that wood line. And I wonder. Well, it's something he wasn't focused because he didn't wall up his gold. Yeah, he's 3. So I thought maybe he's distracted by his archers, but no, he's gonna lose a lot here. And so these scouts finally paying off, right? Yeah, and Elenir, unfortunately, doesn't really threaten the same way, even with his knights. I mean, Ares does not threaten the same way, even with knights. SPQR did clean up basically all of Jul's military, so I think Jul probably should have not sent out his military just yet. So he kind of just threw it all, but it just kind of I think he could have waited. Those archers likely weren't gonna just do enough damage, right? And they're not gonna go after villagers trapped.
Right.
And he's not even on gold right now. Jul's not on gold, so
no,
he had nothing.
He's in the far bottom corner, right? So
right. But my point though is that he didn't have a lot to lose. He didn't have much to lose to those archers, you know. So it's kind of unfortunate. Ares is going to come on the south side. He does have knights to force Elenir off gold, so that's great. Yeah. And SPQR is going to be, in the meantime, is going to be chased away by skirms, but focusing just on Ares and Elenir right now. Elenir is forced off gold. That is huge. That is one of the advantages of doing something like what Jul did, going far away for gold. It's harder to find out. Yeah, and that's actually huge. Great stuff from Ares, honestly. On the east side, SPQR does have a massive amount of archers still, but it seems like he's going to have to wait because, you know, there is skirms. One thing that's kind of decent to do in this situation is to mix in skirms with your piles of archers. So that way, as you micro, your opponent their skirms might accidentally click on a skirm instead of an archer, and they end up doing 0 damage that way. I actually think that if there's a few skirms mixed in, SPQR could definitely take this fight and win it, actually. Especially micro. So we are going to get a fight on the east side. Okay, SPQR is trying to micro. He loses 2 archers nearly immediately. Yeah, this is going a little bit south.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad choice to go in with maybe with some skirms. Yeah, he should probably mix some skirmishers in. Yeah.
I think there was just a little unluck on the pathing RNG as well there because, you know, I did see the attempt to micro. Ares is inside of Elenir's base with knights, so that's a huge deal. Wow, the castle time did end up paying off for Ares a lot more than I expected that it would, to be honest. I really thought it was tactically not a great decision. But I mean, you know, Elenir has no gold now. He can't even garrison more into his TC, so but he does get to Castle Age, so he will get knights out of his own soon. And the only problem here now, so there's pros and cons. On one hand, Elenir's completely off resources. On the other hand, Ares' military is trapped.
Yeah,
they're not. Yeah, so they're not gonna go get denied the gold anymore because they can't get out.
And the camels are coming in. They're going to clear out the knights. They're going to not get much here, right? So
yeah, but it is a ton of forced idle time. So I still really like the decision by Ares. We got a fight on the east side, and once again, SPQR has gotten a massive amount of archers. The question is it going to be enough to like put pressure onto? Wait, Jul has no military left.
He has some skirms and archers on the top side east. They were going around.
I see. That's right. So he's trying to get some damage in of his own.
Yeah.
It's just the green blending on the green. Man, It's just amazing how much Ares managed to do with just 3 knights, basically.
Yeah.
Just taking out, destroying. And Elenir has just been idle for like forever now. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's hitting. Elenir. Sorry. So yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's actually funny. The score is telling one story, but I don't know if I agree with this. What's being told here. Jul can threaten this gold, and in the meantime, it looks like Ares is teching into battle elephants. Not sure how I feel about that. Technically, camels get bonus damage, but I would think battle elephants are going to do better than knights in like those massive fights. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Okay, now Jul got the crossbow. Tech in, and SPQR is probably going to lose. Yeah, he's going to lose his entire gold line here. He's going to lose 1 villager, 2. Oh, this
feels bad too.
Yeah, SPQR trying to get a tower in.
Way too late.
It's a little too late. He's going to lose all these villagers.
4,
5, and I think that right there is probably like what's really turning this game around. Because I know the score-wise, like it looked like it was on odds for Jul and Elenir, but it really was looking like it was in the favor of Ares and SPQR. That army will get probably... Actually, I don't know if it'll even get cleaned up. These are +2 crossbows.
Yeah.
They can hit and run. SPQR still in feudal, not even close. He has so many archers, but he has the numbers. He doesn't have the techs. And then man, there's too many fights to pay attention to here because in the south side we are going to get the fight, but let's keep focusing on SPQR and Jul. Archers are going to take the hill. This should be able to be cleaned up. It's going to be a painful cleanup, though. He's pulling his archers back, probably too afraid to, like, have... And I think it's honestly a good call. You don't want to lose too much.
Yeah.
Elenir, in the meantime, is going to take the fight with the battle elephants, and it looks like he's going to lose all of his army.
Yeah, wow, those elephants do damage, guys.
Yeah, it's just the trample damage kind of makes up for the bonus damage that the camels do, Camels also, they don't have any pluses right now. Elephants don't have them either, but they don't really need them. First armor bonus is going to come in for those elephants, so now it's even more of a pain. Because, they don't, like I said, they don't really need it because of the fact that they're going to get trample damage, so it's less important for them. It's so weird. Elephant raids, right? Yeah. SPQR has no way to really clear up those crossbows. Not until he gets to Castle Age, which he is still a ways away from. I wonder what happened here. Oh, okay, he clicked it up.
Yeah, I think those raids on the berries earlier did their damage.
That's true. Yeah, the raid on the berries probably put him like pretty far behind.
All right.
Puts in some skirms, but
Ares is taking some billies out with these elephants. Let's see if the camels are going to come and clean it up, right?
Yeah, but I wonder if it's going to really be super gold effective. I mean, probably will. Okay, with the TC helping especially, trample damage is going to do some damage. Maybe takes out 3 camels so far before leaving the elephant. Yeah, probably. So this is actually really funny because usually melee units you go for the bonus armor, but because you're dealing with elephants, in this situation, the bonus to attack is probably more valuable because you might take less hits to take out the elephants, and the bonus armor is not really going to be as important when it comes to the fact you also have to mitigate the trample damage. Jul is kind of in an awkward spot here where he has the better soldiers, and wow, he's got a good amount of crossbows, but SPQR has the army numbers to make it like sort of like a threat. Like you don't want to lose all this. I personally think he could have gone aggressive with these crossbows that he has. Deny more resources. Just because the better text means that, and then once you've cleared up SPQR's army, you can just drop the siege, and the SPQR is just GG's. So Ares mixing in a pike, gonna get some damage in, gets a pointy boy hit. Elenir looks like he's not interested in fighting this, and we finally get it's just minor raids on the side by Jul, so not a big deal. Man, where's all the elephants? Okay, SPQR coming out with the crossbows. He is going to find a much better prepared Jul this time. They both have +2, which is good. but Jul does have the armor bonus. That's not as important in archer fights. SPQR pulling back, good call. He actually took a pretty good trade there. Both players took like a decent trade, but the Mangonel coming out, I love this Mangonel pulled in from Jul, right? It creates a lot of threat, and unless SPQR gets scouts out or Mangonels of his own, there's nothing he can do about that. So really love the mix-in.
Elenir's coming with his knights and camels to help push, it looks like. Put the
That's
pressure on.
true. And that's going to be very good. So Ares did commit to a defensive castle. That means that, a little bit less threatening from that side. Plus Ares, if you do a good job scouting him, because he is on elephants, you kind of always get to see the fight coming. This is going to be big. So Jul and SPQR might start a fight here with the knights and the camels. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Jul getting those crossbows fight probably just to distract SPQR as the fight starts. Oh my gosh, that's really bad pathing from. Oh my gosh, amazing.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster.
So I don't know if I'm giving Jul too much benefit. Well, I don't know if I'm maybe I'm overanalyzing, but to me, what I thought is that he intentionally made those two crossbows in the north side attack, right? So that way.
Maybe a distraction there.
Right. But, you hear the ping, and then suddenly you have to pay attention to, you lose focus for a second, and this is a very bad spot for SPQR.
Yeah.
Villagers coming forward from Elenir, probably going to drop a castle, I expect. Or maybe just 4 military buildings. What's his stone? Looks like he's not going to drop a castle. So those villagers probably just to build military. Ares is going to come in with elephants. They are +1. Could really use another +2 against all those crossbows, but elephants are very, very resilient. So this is going to be pretty good. Yeah.
But unfortunately, SPQR is off everything, right? He's going to be off the farms. He's going to be off gold. The elephants are going to just. Jul's
going to lose all his siege for free, maybe. No,
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh my gosh! And even with elephants with 270 HP, they do get melted by his crossbows. That's such a massive crossbows. The scorpions go out, but the big thing that needs to be taken out is that Mangonel. So now there's this push going, and SPQR is off of his own base essentially. This is a very bad spot. He's going to need Ares to kind of bail him out. Problem is that Ares doesn't really have much military numbers, right?
He was trying to get a raid down on the south side, but looks like purple. Elenir's going to ward it off, right? And I don't know.
And I think right now, I gotta say, Jul played incredibly well here. The mix-in is the military, the aggression. SPQR trying to escape with villagers, but they're gonna get cleaned up. If any of them get out, most of them are gonna be dead. And this is basically, I would argue this is at high levels. This is basically GG.
Yeah, this is looking like a GG here. So we'll see what happens. Maybe some knights come out.
But something on the backside. But there's more military for Elenir in
in his own base.
Then there's military of SPQR and SPQR's base. So it's really hard to get a teammate out of this sort of awkward 2v1 position with siege right behind it. And Ares neither player of Ares and SPQR have military numbers. A lot of knights coming out. They are marching one and one, so not ideal.
Yeah, you're gonna have to group up here.
Right. I do like the repairing on the TC, trying to buy some time. That is a ton of crossbows.
And crossbows. All those knights are gonna go down. Great planning with the mixing units. All right, he gets one mango, but I don't think he's gonna get anything else.
Mangonel. Oh man, and the Mangonel from Ares.
And he loses his own. Oh man, nice shot by Jul there.
It was a valiant effort from Ares for sure, but it's just way too many crossbows here. I think this is basically the GG. I expect it to be called soon. Elenir is now about to drop a forward castle on Ares' base. Ares will still have access to resources on the outside side, but that castle will basically take down his TC. Other issue is that Ares is only on 2 TC, so the enemy team, not only that, they are booming harder. Right, 3 TCs on Jul, 2 TC on Elenir. So rough spot. Getting denied those berries just really snowballed the game. And there's the GG called. Castle won't even go up probably by the time everyone resigns.
All right. There's the GG called, and the game ends, and it goes to Jul and Elenir. Well played by them. All right, so let's go into the pick and bans here. Let's go into game 2 and see what. Yeah. So.
And I gotta say, I'm actually kind of surprised about how hard Jul kind of like carried that game. You know, like because I really expected the way that game was going to go is that I really expected Elenir was going to raffle stomp Ares because Ares had a really, really bad start.
Right.
And whereas I would actually argue that feudal age SPQR had a strong feudal. He had the military number, and Jul, in my opinion, he played the feudal. Like, yeah, I think that Jul actually kind of like botched the feudal a little bit. Like he threw away a lot of archers for nothing, resources wise. But how quickly he turned around, and just like, you know, with inferior army numbers and turn around, got the raid on the berries, denied the gold, was just very impressive. So it was like just very, very well done.
Well, the raid on the berries was by Elenir's scouts, remember? So.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry, Elenir.
Gotta give some credit to Elenir.
Never mind, yes. Okay, never mind. Let me take it all back. Jul, you suck, and Elenir, you're amazing.
Oh my goodness, I don't think it's like that either, but
my bad. So they both played very, very well.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like because the entire second half of the game was just like crossbow death ball.
Right. Right.
Anyway,
okay.
So what I would go here if I were using SPQR is I would probably go to the closed map, believe it or not. Especially since, so I personally probably would have gone Hill Fort. I was just not comfortable on it.
Yeah.
So I would go Hill Fort. Problem is that I don't think I actually kind of like. So I still like Ares and SPQR's draft overall better, but I like what's left of Hill Fort options better for Elenir and Jul because they got Tatars and stuff.
Yeah, but if you do Hill Fort, right, you can do something like Mongols or Byzantines or some combination.
That's true. I would definitely go. So Hill Fort, Mongols is definitely one click. I don't know what else I would do actually here. Sicilians are not bad, but the weird thing about Hill Fort is because of those hills. There's nowhere you feel like you need to rush to place a castle, and that's kind of like what's great about Sicilians because you can't put a castle in someone's base,
right?
And you can't you don't need to rush to put a defensive castle because no one's going to put an aggressive castle onto your base. So it's just a weird civ.
Yeah.
So I guess like then the only logical option is to go Crater and to obviously Persian douche. So yeah. But I'm just kidding. But I would have guessed Hill Fort.
Okay. Right. And and then again, right, you can go anything with Elenir and Jul's comp, right, with Hill Fort, right? So they still have plenty of options there as well.
Yeah, so like Saracens, Tatars, just lots. They have good options there too.
Yeah.
Franks are good for getting a lot of like castle control in the middle of the map.
Right. Yeah. All right. So I'm all loaded in. How about you?
Oh man, I didn't load it at all actually.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So those are the options of a Hill Fort. But if there was a crater map, right? I guess the players will just come out with classical, more aggro civs, right? Maybe like Ares and SPQR can do anything from like Persians, Lithuanians, maybe Mongols.
I am loaded in.
All right. Okay, and then Elenir and Jul on a crater map, if that's possible, can do something like even Tatars, Franks, Magyars, Bulgarians. There's just way too many options. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the second game. And once we see it's actually crater, so I'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, so in the red we have SPQR on the Sicilians. Okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Ares Demonicus on Lithuanians. So Lithuanians, because they're good on every single map. I like the bonus 150 wood start does mean you get to go aggressive first. They have a lot of options in a super open map like this. They could do that super rare 2 militia rush that's like, like 3 minutes in. Since enemies have set positions, it's actually really threatening to have the fastest Dark Agent rush in the game. You also have options of scouts, and then you can go into knights. The only problem is you have to beat your opponent's castle, or you will lose those relics. And then you, instead of having some of the best knights in the game, you have some of the worst. Elenir on the Magyars, which, I mean, no one even knows what the Magyars do. And by that, I mean, besides, the Magyar Hussar. Okay. And then we have...
And he said Jul is going to take the boar. He's taking
he's stealing it. That's just a dick move. That's just rude. In the green, we have Jul on the cars. Great option because, the hill bonus. But yeah, that's a huge deal. Losing that boar, and this is the part where SPQR just be like, hey guys, my board didn't spawn. I call for...
I'm like, oh shit, I was just lamed.
Yeah. So that's going to be really rough. That is the best food source on the map right now.
Right.
So that does put him very far behind. Sicilian's not like the strongest eco-civ either is the issue. Really, they don't really have anything that increases the rate at which they get resources. Yeah, so I'm not sure if he could get... I think Sicilians are going to be strong if SPQR can get into the Castle Age, right? But until that point, he's going to be in a very rough spot, I think. Especially missing that food.
Yeah.
So Jul probably going to come out the strongest into Dark Age here. That or Ares because, Lithuanians. I wonder... Oh, and we got some Oh, no, we got Elenir just hitting a house.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
It's to distract, maybe.
Yeah. I got so excited. I thought there was, some early aggression. I was like, all right, Jul, gonna click the second board. And this is one of those situations, where what you see a lot of pros do is when they get their board laned, they immediately send their scout to try and lane the other board back, right?
Right, yeah.
Problem is it's hard to do.
Yeah.
And you have to realize a lane is going on.
Right.
Yeah, but I do expect Ares to be the first one to click up to feudal and go for early aggression, hopefully. Yeah. And I think that'll really put his team back into the game. SPQR did adapt very well, going quickly for those Ibex. So not too bad. Yeah, man, there's a lot of hills in this map. For some reason, I was thinking this map didn't have that many hills. It's like, dude, there's the outer ring. It's like, nope. The entire map is very hilly.
Yeah.
So Tatars, maybe go Cav Archers or something like that, but it's an open map, so relying on that Castle Age is going to be kind of hard to do. I personally wouldn't rely on the Castle Age play here.
All right, Elenir's coming out with a second mill here to collect all that deer, Ibex. All right. And
quite a lot of idle time going on for Jul right now. She's got an entire wave of villagers just kind of hanging out. And there's nothing to distract him. So...
Yeah, a little strange on that idle time.
Yeah. Okay, I think he was trying to lure deer, Ibex, and he just, since he didn't get a great lure, he was, not paying attention. Okay, the villagers started doing their jobs again. Good job. Everyone's just kind of scouting. Ares is scouting. That's nice of Ares. That's some great team play. Luring in your teammates Ibex for them, really speeding up, super good. Where's SPQR scout? Okay, SPQR though is scouting Jul. Jul's scout was trying to lure Elenir. I feel kind of bad because I kind of don't talk about Elenir as much. Elenir's scout is kind of hanging out,
Yeah.
He's just here to have a good time.
Yeah. He's just fast collecting all those Ibexes. He gets a barrack near his wood line. So.
Yeah, it's a little kind of it's not the sexiest position to put a barracks, but it's not a bad position, right? If you're not even going to use the barracks for anything, might as well just make it part of your walls, right?
And some sheep here. It doesn't look like Jul got all his sheep, right? So looks like SPQR is on those. He might try to steal them away here.
Should be a free steal, but I don't think he's realized he picked him up.
Yeah.
Okay, Ares was a first in feudal by like a good bit, so I do expect some level of aggression coming out from him. He has queued up scouts. That's very good. Definitely what you want to be doing right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like the play here is for them to go after Jul. You see, okay, so SPQR sending villagers forward. This is going to be a very... Oh, I see what's going on. So he's going to be dropping Donjons as Ares is going to go scouts, and they're going to tag team onto Jul. And I think that's actually a great play. SPQR does even get to the feudal age first. Ares does get scouted, so they know that those scouts are coming towards him. So that's good. But are they going to be ready for the Donjon? Oh man, this could go really bad or really good. Okay, Donjon is going to start being built. Jul has not realized yet. Scouts are coming in from Ares.
Travel TC though.
Pathing very. I was gonna say pathing not the best.
All right, but he's gonna go into the goal line. He should be able to pick some villagers off.
Promise that those scouts are too low. Like those two villagers actually. Those 4 villagers could actually reasonably win against those scouts. Donjon is going to go up, is going to deny Jul those resources. So now it looks like it's going to be a sort of game where a lot of it is going to be on to, and really here, Ares, those scouts should be chasing those villagers, seeing what they can pick up. Okay, Donjon is going to deny the berries. I personally would have probably liked to see it deny the gold instead. There's not much other gold spots on the map. Jul has to retreat all his villagers, So honestly, though, at least as far as map control goes, this is very, very good. And it's going to be on Elenir to kind of not bail his teammate out, but to put pressure, to get, because right now this means that there's a lot of commitment onto Jul's resources. SPQR's wood line is totally free for the raiding. Ares is totally free for the raiding as well. So Elenir, once he gets his scouts out, it's going to be really, really important. The question is, where does the next Donjon go? SPQR could just start taking these berries, start building sergeants from the Donjon, and having them build Donjons. It's like exponential Donjon.
Yeah, because of missing the food, right? It's harder to get out those sergeants. So, I think the next Donjon should go on that goal line right here. Right, that's because he has so many billies on it.
Yeah, and I actually would have expected that second Donjon up on that gold line. It doesn't make a huge difference though, because like it is a lot of damage to Jul. Jul has a ton of idle time right now, like just an insane amount. Elenir is going to come in, he still has those villagers in the north. He could have just dropped a lumber camp there and just started all over again.
All right, let's get the walls up.
Okay, so he does get the walls up, but he will lose 2 villagers here, unfortunately, just because they were on the wrong side of the walls.
That's but at least he saves his line, so that's good.
Yeah, that's just what happens. But now he's going to lose all those vills, probably on the deer. There's no walls to save them at all. Third Donjon going to come up on Jul's side, but right now it's just focused on the villagers on the south side. Going to lose a 4th villager for Ares, a 5th villager for Ares, 6th villager.
Oh,
okay,
that's
6 villagers for Ares just dropped. But the nice thing here is that, like, from Ares' position, like, Jul is basically out of the game. Yeah. Right? Like, the question is, is Elenir gonna, like, just, like, from behind his carry? And SPQR has to see this coming.
Yeah, this guy's
if he doesn't, if he does see this coming, it could be a lot of damage. And SPQR did have to lose, he loses a sergeant to CC. He did have to lose a lot of resources just to, commit to that Donjon push. You lose deer, but the scouts get in. Is he gonna notice? I don't think Elenir hasn't even noticed. He's attacking the inside wall. Yeah. All right, he will lose this villager to market.
Yeah. All right, so
trying to walls
wood line
coming out. That's good. He really does not want to get forced off these berries.
Oh my goodness, the walling's bad though. Will he get it up? Does he get it up?
Okay, so he will lose a villager there. Yeah. Okay, so he loses 2 villagers, not the end of the world. But now the question is, what about the villagers on the berries, right? Are they going to get out of here? And with only 3 farms, SPQR has no food besides these berries, unfortunately.
All right,
Spear going to come out.
Eric's bringing out some scouts to help.
Yeah. So problem with that spear, remember everyone, is that 1 spear fights 3 scouts. So either the villagers needed to fight or a second spear needed to come out. I do still like Ares and SPQR strat, putting a lot of pressure, but Elenir seems to have a very healthy eco behind us. That's going to be a problem. It looks like SPQR is going to try for another donjon, denying the other 2 golds. Oh, I don't think he's going to get it up, though.
Yeah.
That sucks. Cool
yeah, that Jul reaction, so that's not going to go up, right? Too many villagers.
Oh, no. Yeah, and so he's just going to have to delete it and retreat those vills for now. As they're trying to kill as many vills as possible. The good thing is Jul will lose some villagers here. It's such a slop. It's a slobber knocker here, but I think SPQR loses all these villagers and gets the donjon. I think he should just delete and retreat. There's just not the military numbers here to save these vills.
Yeah, he also lost his villagers on the stone, so now that pushes will even slow
so he
down
also
too.
doesn't have the resources to get stone. He was getting the outside stone was an issue. Sergeant coming out is gonna help take some of these villagers out. Oh my gosh. Jul doesn't realize there's like 1 villager that's like building donjon. Problem here is, okay, donjon does go up half HP. That's better than nothing. Sergeant is gonna. So they get it up. That's great.
Yeah, it was actually pretty hype. They actually got it up. So yeah, they push him off his 2nd gold.
Yeah. Problem though is that now, dude. Okay, Jul is out of the game, right? Basically. As far as threats go, well, he has archers on the field, so he's not out. But like relative to Elenir and Ares, he's out of the game.
Yeah. All right.
But
so Elenir's trying to go for another raid on the wood line. Doesn't get it, so he's gonna have to retreat here or find something else.
SPQR is also effectively speaking out of the game, right? So there's only 2 players that are going to be threats coming into that castle age, and it's going to be Elenir and Ares essentially. And if you're Elenir, you really got to like your position here. You spent the least amount of resources on all this stuff. The question is just, and he's ahead to castle age. So if you're Elenir, you really like, and he just clicked up the castle and he's still like 400 gold, away from the next high score. So Elenir's really gonna like his position for the rest of this game. And he's got a ton of food in the bank to drop knights, like, as soon as it's time. So I really struggle to see how Elenir will be dealt with right now. Oh, okay. Scout's going to commit to killing a spear on SPQR's goal line. Is he going to get all the house stuff? Okay, so he gets 3 up. One of them's
going to repair that house. Okay.
Yeah, okay. He's got to drop. There's still a hole. There's
still a hole. There's a hole.
There's a hole. Oh, that's bad.
Disaster.
Okay, but there
oh
is
my
TC
goodness.
Fire, so could try to fight that. No, so oh no, that is a disaster. That's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
Okay, spear coming in. The spear doesn't fight for a minute. TC Fire is gonna help. These scouts will be kind of cleared up. Not really. Oh my gosh, that is so rough.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Final Spearman will clean up all of this, but you got to love the damage you're dealing if you're Elenir.
Yeah.
Scouts from Ares on the north side are going to discover Jul's villagers. He should be able to take picks here, and Jul going to be continuing to regret his existence at this moment, right?
Wow.
Pain in the... Yeah, it's amazing what you can do.
Though.
Okay, he's going to fight for it. It sucks. Like, what else is he supposed to do? He's not going to outrun the scouts, right? But the scouts are going to keep taking villagers out here, and at this point, you could oh my gosh!
Look at that! Look at that microplay. He's baiting him in and out.
So confused. It's like, what am I gonna do? Okay, drops the walls. Good job. I actually think that's the right call because you don't want to keep fighting this. Even if you win. He denies the walls.
They break in anyway.
Yeah,
he's got him.
That's wow. Just very well played by Ares. So these villagers are gonna go down. They are gonna take a scout or 2 with them at least.
But Elenir has knights coming in to probably clean up here.
Oh, that's true. Never mind. Knight's gonna come in. Okay, but still, you have to be happy about this scout trade, right? Overall, you basically killed his entire wood line, and now Jul has 4 people on wood, just 4. That's kind of sad. Second TC goes up for Elenir by his gold, so Elenir's in a great spot. No second TC yet for Ares.
Well,
Ares committing. Wait, what?
Elenir's on 3 TCs right now.
Oh shoot! Yeah, wow, he's on 3. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he's booming. Yeah. He's booming, guys.
And the thing is, he's not even that. I mean, he doesn't really have military, but no one has the military at this point. So it's kind of does it even matter, right?
Right.
So yeah, Elenir definitely has a great position in this game right now. Actually, correction. He has 3 TCs, and he also has the most relevant military on the field. So he's winning in eco and in military numbers.
Yeah.
I would expect Elenir to start considering forward castling, forward sieging, right? And he is working up the stone for a castle, so I think he's gonna put a castle soon. I do hope he goes forward with it, right? I don't know if you drop it onto SPQR to just finish him off, or if you drop it on Ares to start like contesting that. I feel like the safer play is to take SPQR out of the game, but the one that gets you the most benefit if you succeed is to drop it onto Ares. Yeah, because if you drop that castle on SPQR and Ares stays in the game, you didn't really gain any benefit. All right, Sergeant's coming in from SPQR.
Yeah,
they're not really going to do much, but they will be able to drop more donjons in the future if you get the resources for it.
And they also protected that donjon that was under attack.
Oh, and here we go. Okay, so that is
the castle.
Yeah, the important thing here right now is this forward castle. It is going to determine the game essentially. If this castle goes up, it's basically GG. I would say. If it fails, then the game can continue on.
Ares needs to recall his knights. That's what he needs to do, is recall all his knights.
Right. The problem is, Ares knights are on the forward field, and they're not going to do any of those crossbows anyway. So just focusing on to this castle. Castle's starting to be built. Ares has not seemed to notice yet.
Yeah, he hasn't reacted yet.
Yeah, there's no knights around.
Not going back.
Okay.
Now he sees it. Yeah.
Yeah, he has spears. The problem is it's way too many knights.
It's way too late. It's a little bit too late. Yeah, the spears are coming out. The spears are not going to do anything versus that many knights, and his knights are across the map, right? So,
honestly, as far as positional advantages go, you need 2 spears per knight, essentially, for positional advantage. So basically, he needs way more spears than this.
Yeah.
If I were Elenir, I would not be afraid of the spears at all. Castle goes up.
Yeah, basically means that knight too.
Right.
The castle's up.
So,
bad position to be in.
And Ares doesn't have another TC, so at this point, Ares should, Elenir should be able to 2v1 what's left of this game. Sergeants are kind of in a weird spot, but it doesn't really matter. All that really matters right now is what's going on in Ares' base, because that's going to determine the stable's probably going to fall from
the stable's going to fall. He's going to try to get that second TC up in time, right?
Yeah. And even with that second TC up, though, like, you lose all the wood from all those farms you invested in. You lost the gold pile. There's not a lot of gold on this map. I think this is kind of GG, and I'd actually expect the GG call to be called kind of soon, unfortunately. This has been just incredibly clean play. I love how Elenir played this game. Teammate was in trouble. And he played it right. You know,
great team coordination between the two. Another Dojon attempt to stop Jul off that wood line. We'll see if it gets up.
Yeah, but I don't know. You mean gold line? I
gold
feel
line.
Like
Sorry. Yep. Castle, defensive castle coming in from Ares.
Right. So now the defensive castle from Ares can keep him in the game, and the question here though is, so from Elenir, he has options to play this. The problem is, since there's not other gold piles on the map or anything like that, Ares is trapped here. He can't leave here. He can't go somewhere else in the map. There's nowhere else in the map to hide like there is on Enclosed, right? So the question then becomes, you need to retain his position. Elenir wants to keep his position so he wins. So
he's going to help out his teammate. He's going to get rid of the donjons, right? He has the advantage. He has the knights to do it. He's going to push Ares back into his own base. The crossbows are coming out from Jul down here in the south, also to keep pressure on that TC/farms. So
So really, it's basically, if Elenir clicks to Imperial Age, like that cast. So that's what I focus here if I was Elenir. I keep military for sure on the field to clean up these donjons, get my teammate back into the match.
Does he clean up the crossbows? He might be able to if they come around.
Yeah, he should be able to clean up these crossbows.
No, it doesn't look like he will be able to. Good microplay by Jul here.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's okay. Donjon's gonna go down on the north. It looks like all of them.
Those donjons are all gone with the help of those knights. Right,
yeah, you gotta love the team play going on over here. Like, Jul could keep those crossbows at home, but Elenir is opening up a path for him to at least have his own eco so that his crossbows can come back home. So it's actually some pretty good team decision making here to say, okay, I'll clear up these donjons, you bring the crossbows over here, right? Elenir just has a much better eco at this point.
So he's on 91.
Right, so so when Ares loses a knight versus Jul, Elenir losing a knight, it's more expensive. I'm surprised we're not.
So Elenir looks like he's going to go on to SPQR now.
Yeah, SPQR should lose all these villagers at the goal line. That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. Yep.
Yeah, and I would expect another forward castle soon from Elenir, just not sure where.
Yeah.
SPQR with defensive castle, I think he could have put it a little more forward onto that hill.
Right.
But I see that at the same time, though, this does defend the farms a little bit better. And that is so many knights. I do not know how SPQR gets out of the situation.
Yeah.
He should lose his wood line here for sure.
Woodline's probably going to go down. He's got to move the villagers quicker.
Right, and the castle's not going to protect the wood line. Okay, Elenir is losing knights to the castle, though. Not really super optimal. Ares has a nice wood line. Okay, so yeah, he should lose this wood line eventually. Elenir spent stone on something. Where did he spend it on? He didn't spend it on another castle.
He'll try to protect the gold line, but, you know, there's too many knights there that I think he'll just break through if he can.
Yeah, he will just break through. Where did he spend stone on? Did he just sell it? Oh, well, I don't know.
He's just selling the stone to get more resources on the other side.
But, yeah, I mean, SPQR is basically already dead.
Yeah.
So if I were Elenir, I'd just commit to finishing off. But he is clicking up to Imperial, so he will get... he isn't clicking. He's already clicking to Imperial. So he will get trebuchets out onto Ares first. So Ares has knights here to try, but there's way too many knights here for the Magyar player right now.
Yeah, Spears coming in under the castle, maybe.
Okay, so Elenir's gonna take this fight. It's not the best position to take the fight, but it's sort of like one of those situations like, well, I'm gonna win anyway, so I don't care.
Right. Yeah, you have so much resources in the back, right? You can probably take off a knight or two there, but yeah, there's the defense coming in from Ares to help out. But yeah, they're still gonna probably go back to his own base, right? Now he's just gonna shift and go to Ares' base while those knights are there.
The nice thing is that, I mean, Ares' second TC is in a very hard to attack spot. That gold pile is very, very hard to hit.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't have enough food to pump out more knights, right? So
he does not have food. I was thinking, I thought for a second Elenir was going to attack these houses. It looks like what Elenir's setting up for here is just to get that Imperial Age click, and then start trebbing down Ares. He has stone for a second castle, so he can drop a second one. He will have enough resources to drop out a trebuchet. I imagine an instant click trebuchet will come out, or I expect it to. He does click Cavalier instead.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the gold yet for a trebuchet. I really would have liked the trebuchet click here a little bit better, just a little bit more optimal for taking out that castle.
Yeah.
This amount of knights, you don't need the Cavalier upgrade. Okay, trebuchets are going to start coming out.
There they are, queued up. And at the same time, the crossbows have the outrange on SPQR's second TC on that wood line. So...
Oh my gosh, that's just so annoying. I feel like TC should be able
to go for that wood line here. Elenir's going to go for that wood line, try to take
and I don't see how
entirely.
Yeah, I don't see how Ares gets caught, gets out of the situation. Okay, he is going to stonewall. That's
but will he get enough up in time? All right.
Yeah, that's actually really not a bad idea, to be honest. Trebuchets are coming out
though.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna. Yeah, so trebuchets coming out. In my opinion, they should be going for this castle. I assume that's what he's gonna start hitting.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like it's unpacking for the castle. Cavalier upgrade coming through. This means that now, if Elenir really wants to, with 50 Cavalier, he could dive the TC.
Yep. He just probably dive this TC.
Yeah, it would not be a cost-effective trade, but it is a massive positional trade because of that advantage. Because Ares needs that TC, right? Other issues, Ares, once again, no relics on his knights, meaning that in Imperial Age, he's actually going to have worse knights than Elenir is going to. Magyars, they get full knight upgrades.
Diving, so going to kill everything here.
Yeah, so the dive is coming through, the castle's going to go down. That means that this TC will also go down. Very, quote, bad fight for Elenir, but the decision is
just so far ahead, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about the resources, it's about the position and the map control in the game. And on top of that, he has 1,000 stone in the bank. He could drop another castle. Ares is going to call the GG, and Elenir and Jul are going to claim the amateurs brackets victory. Wow, honestly,
great coordinated play by Jul and Elenir.
Honestly, a team that played really well. I actually think that at that level of play, they probably could have even done really well in the advanced bracket.
Yeah.
Elenir, so I think last game, sort of the hero of that sort of late game was Jul, but Elenir really showing that it's not that like, you know, it like he has a ability to carry as well. Both players, though, great team coordination in my opinion. You definitely see it. I'm willing to bet that their comms have good discussion. But yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to the new champions for FOE2, the lower bracket. Well done to Jul and Elenir. It was a pleasure playing